Ramayana, in Sanskrit for the Journey of Rama, is an Indian mythological story of Lord Rama that started in the land of Ayodhya, which is located in today's North India. This noble land of prosperity, Ayodhya, was ruled by an able king, Dashratha. Dashratha was loved by one and all. His subjects were happy, and his kingdom was prosperous. Dashratha had 3 wives, Kaushalya, Kaikeyi, and Sumitra. Dashratha and his wives had 4 boys. Kaushalya, the eldest queen, was the mother of the eldest son Rama. Kaikeyi was the mother of Bharata, and the 3rd wife, Sumitra, of Lakshmana and Shatrugna. Kaikeyi was the favourite wife among the 3, as she saved Dashratha's life in a war. Pleased by her courage and love for the king, she was granted 2 wishes by him, which Kaikeyi was yet to ask for.
During the same time, there lived a powerful demon king in the land of Lanka, located geographically in the south of India. He was called Ravan. His tyranny knew no bounds, and his subjects disturbed the prayers of holy men.
As the time passed, the Ayodhya princes were growing tall, strong, handsome and brave under the guidance of their teacher, Vishwamitra. Once, Vishwamitra, Rama and Lakshmana headed towards a neighbouring kingdom. The kingdom was ruled by a king called Janaka. He had invited Vishwamitra to attend the great fire sacrifice ceremony in his kingdom. But Vishwamitra had a different intention: to get Rama married to Janaka's lovely daughter, Sita. Janaka was a saintly king. He received a very heavy and powerful bow from the gods. He wanted his beautiful daughter Sita to marry the bravest and strongest prince in the land. So he had said that he would give his daughter's hand in marriage to the one who could lift and string that great bow. Many great princes had tried, but no one could succeed. Rama, on the other hand, picked up the bow with ease and got ready for the stringing. He placed one end of the bow against his toe, and with all his strength he bent the bow to string it. But to everyone's surprise, the bow snapped in 2. Sita was secretly happy, as she had fallen in love with Rama right at the first sight. King Janaka got Rama and Sita married, and together they returned to Ayodhya. As Dashratha was growing older, he thought about crowning his eldest son, Rama, as the new king of Ayodhya. After consulting all ministers, he announced the decision and gave orders for the coronation of Rama, and then began the Game of Thrones. The decision of Rama's coronation wasn't a surprise to Kaikeyi, but indeed she was hoping for her biological son, Bharata, to take the throne. On the eve of the coronation, Dashratha was gleefully sharing the joyous moment with Kaikeyi, but Kaikeyi ignored him. Dashrata asked her repeatedly, and the clever queen decided to ask her two pending wishes. The first being that her own son Bharata be crowned as the king, and the second, Rama be banished from the kingdom of Ayodhya for 14 years. Shocked as he was, Dashrata could hardly believe his ears. Sweating and trembling, he fell on the ground. Dashrata, being the most just king of his time, was obliged to answer the cruel queen's wish. Grabbing this opportunity, the envious Kaikeyi summoned Rama immediately to tell him of his fate, while Dashrata still remained entangled by promises, was speechless. When Rama arrived, Kaikeyi told Rama about the two wishes and that it was Dashrata's promise to her. Upon hearing the wishes, Prince Rama calmly smiled and obediently agreed to the Queen Mother's will without a question. The news of Rama's exile spread like wildfire. Lakshmana was furious with his father's decision, but Rama tried to make him understand that adhering to his father's wishes was the ultimate duty for Rama. For the love and devotion for his brother, Lakshmana vowed to join Rama in the forest for 14 years. Rama did not initially agree to this, but after a lot of protest, he had to give in. Rama's beloved bride Sita also chose to live in the exile with her husband. They all bade goodbye to everyone, and then they left for the forest. When Bharata learned about his mother's wish for Rama's exile for 14 years and the throne for himself, he grew sad and angry at the same time. He did not want the throne. Bharata could not believe that his mother was the cause of the disaster. Kaikeyi tried to make Bharata understand that she did it all for him. Kaikeyi realized the mistake she'd made, but it was too late, and Rama was never the one to turn back on his words. Bharata went to meet Rama in the jungle and pleaded, but Rama was firm on his decision and said that he could not disobey his father's wishes. When Bharata realized Rama's firmness in fulfilling his promises, he begged Rama to give him his sandals. Bharata told Rama that the sandals will represent Rama, and he would carry out the duties for the kingdom only as Rama's representative, who was the one true king of Ayodhya. Bharata carried the sandals to Ayodhya with great reverence. Rama, Sita and Lakshmana worked hard in the jungle, leading a simple life. 13 years passed by in the blink of an eye. In the 14th year, things took a big turn. Surpanaka, a demoness, also lived in the same jungle.
One day, Surpanaka happened to see Rama and was instantly smitten by his youthful good looks. She proposed Rama to be her husband. Although Rama was amused, he declined her proposal with a smile. He said that he was married to Sita and jokingly told Surpanaka to ask Lakshmana instead. Surpanaka took Rama's words seriously and approached Lakshmana. Lakshmana flatly rejected her, saying that he was married too and was devoted to serving his brother and Sita. Surpanaka thought that the brothers were making fun of her. She got furious and blamed Sita for their actions. In a state of sheer jealousy towards Sita, she attacked her. Lakshmana swiftly intervened and cut off her nose with his sword. Surpanaka then ran away with her bleeding nose, crying in pain to seek help from her brother, who was a powerful king of a prosperous kingdom. When Surpanaka's brother saw her bleeding nose and heard what happened in the jungle, he was raging in anger. He made a plan and asked a demon friend to help. This friend had the magical power to disguise himself as anything or anyone. Thus, he was asked to disguise himself as a deer in order to divert the attention of the Ayodhya brothers. After the incident with Surpanaka, life went on as usual for Rama, Lakshmana and Sita, till one day when Sita saw a beautiful golden deer. Enchanted by its uniqueness, she requested Rama to get the golden deer for her. Rama agreed. He instructed Lakshmana to protect his wife while he ran to catch the deer. Very soon, Rama realized that the deer was not a real one, but a demon in disguise. He shot an arrow, which hit the deer, and the real demon was exposed. However, before dying, the demon imitated Rama's voice and shouted, "Hey, Lakshman!" Sita heard the painful scream and grew worried. She then asked Lakshmana to immediately go and rescue Rama. Lakshmana was hesitant at first. How can something happen to the great Lord himself? But he was obliged to leave on Sita's strong insistence. Before his departure, he drew a protective circle around the cottage, the famous Lakshman Rekha, with the tip of his arrow. He asked Sita not to step out of the circle. The circle was a magical barrier that allowed nothing or no one to intrude. Lakshmana then left in search of his brother. From his hiding place, an old sage was watching all that was happening. He was glad that his trick had worked. As soon as he found Sita alone, he walked towards her. He stood outside the Lakshman Rekha and asked for some food. Sita came with a bowl of fruits, to offer to the sage, as was the custom in those times, while staying within the circle drawn by Lakshmana. The sage acted offended and accused her for not being polite to a guest. He asked her to come all the way to him, which meant stepping out of the circle. Sita refused at first, but when the sage rejected her fruits and threatened to curse her and her family, she unwillingly stepped out. As soon as she crossed the line, the sage showed his real avatar. He was none other than Surpanaka's brother, the Demon King of the South, Rawan. He did not waste any time. He dragged her by the hair and took her away to the land of Lanka. Sita realized the mess she had put herself into. In an effort to help Rama and Lakshmana find her later on, she cleverly dropped her ornaments on the ground and left a trail for them to follow. When Rama and Lakshmana came back, the cottage was empty and Sita was nowhere to be found. Worriedly, they looked around for her. They searched and searched, called out her name, but all in vain.
Sita! Mate! Sita! Mate! Sita! Mate! Sita! Mate! Sita! Mate!
Soon they found the ornaments of Sita. They knew she was in trouble, and they started to follow her trail southwards. After a long walk southwards, Rama and Lakshmana met Hanuman, the monkey god. He introduced them to an army of monkeys. They confirmed Sita's abduction and readily agreed to help Rama to battle against the dangerous King Rawan. A war was coming. A war between the good and the evil. But there was one problem. Lanka was located across a huge ocean. There was no way the entire monkey army could reach Lanka. However, Rama still needed to know about Sita's whereabouts. Hanuman volunteered to help. Hanuman could fly and change himself into a dwarf or a giant upon will. Rama gave Hanuman his ring to give to Sita. Hanuman then enlarged himself to a huge size and took a single jump to cross the ocean and find Sita. All the while, the monkey army started building a stone bridge on the ocean so that Rama and Lakshmana could reach Lanka. After overcoming many obstacles, at last Hanuman reached Lanka and located Sita in one of the gardens being held captive. Hanuman gave Sita the ring and informed her about everything and the coming war. she kept Rama's ring with love and gave her own ring in return to Hanuman and conveyed to Rama that she was safe. When Rawan heard from his messengers that Rama was charging towards Lanka, they unanimously decided and were ready to fight Rama to his death. But Vibhishana, the younger brother of Rawan, was cautious enough to oppose this idea. Rawan was very angry at his timid brother and banished him from the kingdom of Lanka, as it had no place for cowards like him. Rawan then began preparing for the war. After being banished from Lanka, Vibhishana came to meet Rama. Vibhishana explained to Rama all that had happened in Rawan's court and sought his asylum. Finally, the day of the battle dawned. A furious battle between good and evil that lasted for 9 days. Rawan finally came face to face with Rama. The fight was intense. But every time Rama hit an arrow towards Rawan, he remained unhurt. Rama and Lakshmana had no clue what to do. Vibhishana whispered to Rama that the only way to kill Rawan was to aim the arrow at his navel. Rawan had an elixir contained in his navel, which was his secret to immense power and immortality. Finally, Rama used his most powerful arrow and shot it with all his might towards Rawan's navel, instantly killing the demon. The war was finally over and Sita was rescued. Sita emphatically came to Rama and hugged him. Then they all started their journey back to Ayodhya. When Rama returned to Ayodhya with Sita and Lakshmana, the entire city was waiting to receive them. Rama, the first of his name and the protector of the realm, was crowned the king of Ayodhya. As of today, the 3 celebrations of Navratri, Dashera and Diwali come sequentially. Navratri means 9 days of war that ensued before Ravan was killed on the 10th day, that is celebrated as Dashera in India. Diwali celebrates Rama's triumphant return to Ayodhya and his coronation as the king, marked by diyas. The diyas, even today, symbolize the kingdom's happiness on the return of their rightful heir to the throne.